Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. We kind of split up to divide and conquer today. Apologies in advance, my voice is not great. I'm going to try to get through a couple of videos today, but I strained it yesterday yelling at my dog to stop chasing my cat. I'm not even kidding. Like, what the frick? So let's talk about something a little more serious. Let's talk about VPNs and online security. And no, there's not a VPN sponsor for this video. You'll be glad to know that. We're going to sponsor ourselves, but I'll get to that in a minute. We're going to talk about VPNs and this new ban. I guess it's not really a new ban. They've been calling it ban VPNs for a while, but in the UK, they said there's a VPN ban on the table as part of the Online Safety Act, which is also going to see a porn ban, and as far as I know, age verification, digital ID. This is a huge problem, right? The digital ID thing, to me, is a huge problem because that is all about the government trying to track you all over the internet. And governments, corporations, eventually, I think we will all be assigned a digital number, and no one will be able to buy or sell or go anywhere without that digital number, kind of like a social security number, but global. And you can extract from that. You can extract from that what you will, because if you want to go down the Peter Thiel rabbit hole, by all means, go for it. But I'm telling you, it does concern me because we're seeing a lot of things kind of converge together with the internet. And I think end stage internet, at least this version of the internet, is going to be just one giant blob of spyware. That's what I think it's for. I think it's to control and to monitor individuals and to monetize, get you to buy stuff. So you have to buy stuff through the internet. The internet follows you around. Everything is connected to the internet. Now we're injecting AI into everything. And now we're saying, hey, you can't even keep your anonymity. If you're on the internet at all, we need to know who you are. And that is a problem. That's a huge problem because that power is going to be abused. That's like I've been telling people. It's not AI itself you have to be afraid of. It's who's controlling the AI. You have to be afraid of. It's who's controlling the internet that you have to be afraid of. It's who has your data that you have to be afraid of. And without a VPN, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot harder. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Hey, if you're on the internet, you're probably stressed out, right? If you're stuck at your desk, you might be snacking through stress and fighting to keep the weight off. Hypnosio might be the app for you. This app uses hypnotherapy to fix the real cause behind your weight issues like bad habits and emotional eating, and it rewires your brain for better choices. So I've dropped a lot of weight over the last couple of years. It's been something I've been working on, and really you just have to stay away from emotional eating. You've got to get to the root cause. Why are you eating? Why are you opening the fridge? You got to figure that out. Reducing your stress reduces cortisol. It teaches you about real hunger cues. It builds resilience against triggers. You can lose twice as much weight long-term. 94% of Hypnosio users said they kept it off better than diets because they're changing their habits. And this is science-backed. There's no obsession over calories. Plans start $16.50 a month for 2 months. 50% off, down to $11 a month for 6 months, 75% off. Give it a try. Here's my code, Clownfish15, for 15% off your first sub. Link in description, or scan this QR code. It's definitely worth checking out. Guys, thank you so much to Hypnosio for sponsoring this video. Let's get back into it. VPN ban is on the table as the Online Safety Act could be expanded. This is coming from the Express. VPNs could be banned as part of a crackdown on internet freedom following the Online Safety Act's online age gates. All of this is connected, all of it. The AI, the age gates, the banning of VPNs, and it's all about spying on you. That's what this is about, surveilling you. And, before you say, hey, it can never happen here in the US. Well, guess what? In Michigan, they're already talking about it. Just a couple of weeks ago, there's a new bill aimed to ban both adult content and VPNs in the US. And don't say, well, as long as Trump and Vance are in the White House. I'm like, well, we don't know if Trump and Vance are going to be in the White House or how long they're going to be in the White House. As soon as the other side gets control, they could walk back everything that has been advanced in the last, 8 months or whatever. That's just the way it works here in the US, right? I mean, my son was talking about this. He was like, it doesn't really even matter who's in the White House, because whoever comes in next, if they're the opposite party, they're just going to spend the first 2 years undoing everything the last guy did and then rinse and repeat. I'm like, yeah, it is kind of frustrating. It really is. Like, nothing gets done because we're yo-yoing all the time. But this concerns me because it's going to be done under the guise of security, safety. We're keeping your kids safe. We're keeping, and what's going to happen is everybody's going to get tapped into the AI machine, the AI spy bot, and you're not going to be able to do anything without potentially everybody knowing about the government. I mean, it's already the case, right? But it's going to be a lot easier to dig into your personal business. So the OSA has already seen services such as games console, Xbox, and chat service Discord require users to prove their age. Roblox is also doing that too. To continue using the account, while image hosting services, Imager, which is still around, by the way, has blocked access to UK users following the legislation. I think there are some other sites too that are having a problem with it. Let's see here. However, those trying to access websites without proving their age have been able to do so using VPNs, which spoof location to outside the UK. Today, a tech minister said that nothing is off the table in terms of restricting access to the internet with a view to keeping children safe, but that they were not currently they didn't currently have any specific plans. Baroness Liz Lloyd of Cobra fame warned that there was limited evidence on children's use of VPNs, which can help internet users bypass UK rules and filters. I can't imagine too many kids using a VPN unless their parents have a VPN installed or they're using like Brave or something. So she saw off a Lord's motion to regret. See, I don't understand UK law. This all sounds hoity-toity to me. She saw off a Lord's motion to regret Ofcom's protection of children's codes of practice and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, whatever. The Liberal Democrat technology spokesperson in the Lords, who tabled and later withdrew the motion, warned the use of VPNs by children was widespread. Is it? Is it really? Again, if the parents are using it, yes, maybe. This risks rendering age assurance measures ineffective. There are no current plans to ban VPNs, but nothing is off the table when it comes to keeping children safe. And again, before you say it can't happen, it's already being introduced in the US in some states. They will push for this. They will push for this worldwide because they want to know who you are, where you are, how old you are, what your shopping habits are, what your social media is like. And we know the UK is batshit crazy when it comes to that. I mean, people are getting arrested over jokes. They're getting arrested over Facebook posts. In the UK, it's insane. Weren't they threatening, if I remember correctly, they're threatening to extradite people to the UK for saying mean things on the internet? It's like, hey, guys, you got bigger problems. You've got much bigger problems in the UK than people saying mean things on Facebook. I just saw this morning, there were 10 people got stabbed in the street. I'm like, yeah, you got bigger issues, right? Just, yeah. At the same time, there are concerns that important content such as political debate, educational sites, and information sites like Wikipedia, not to be confused with Grokpedia, and support forums dealing with LGBTQ plus rights or sexual health or being inappropriately age-gated on social media. God forbid we keep the children from looking at gay porn. You need to allow VPN so the kids can look at the gay porn. I'm like, oh my God. Lord Clement Jones said, we raised this as a major risk during the passage of the act. Jimmy Wales, Wikipedia founder, told the House magazine this week that the Online Safety Act was very poorly thought out legislation. No shit, Jimmy. He said, we will not be age-gating Wikipedia under any circumstances. So if it comes to that, it's going to be an interesting showdown because we're going to refuse to do it. So that means they'll just shut Wikipedia access off, I guess, to the UK. Politically, what are they going to do? They could block Wikipedia. Good luck with that. That's okay. We got Grokpedia. At the moment, there is limited evidence on children's use of VPNs, and the government is looking at ways of addressing this evidence gap. And there are no current plans to ban the use of VPNs, as there are legitimate reasons for using VPNs. Just wait. Just wait. It's coming. This has been talked about for the last couple of years now, banning VPNs. And again, they already are pushing for it here in the U.S. Of course, it's Michigan, of course. I wonder, is there any relation between Michigan and the UK? I'm just wondering, is there some like connective tissue? I don't know, guys. You're going to have to tell me. A new bill aims to ban both adult content online and VPN use could work in Michigan. On September 11th, Michigan representatives proposed an internet content ban unlike any of the others we've seen before. And this was just a week or so ago on CNET. This particularly far-reaching legislation would ban not only many types of online content, but also the ability to legally use any VPN, called the Anti-Corruption of Public Morals Act, and advanced by six Republican. What the hell? Oh, 6 Republican representatives would ban a wide variety of adult content online, ranging from ASMR and adult manga to AI content and any depiction of transgender people. It also seeks to ban all use of VPNs, foreign or U.S. produced. I don't agree with that at all. And as far as the other stuff, I think if you're an adult and you want to look at that stuff, that is your business. But banning VPNs, most of us have already figured out that Windows 11 is just spyware. It's just spyware running your computer. We know that Google products are just spyware. If you search for something on Google, you might get an ad for it on your television if you're on the same IP address, because they're just guessing you're interested in that thing. If you use a VPN, which is really interesting because we watch primarily Roku TV and we get commercials for states that we can't vote in. So we get all kinds of election commercials for those. Like, dear Wisconsin residents, the election's coming. It's like, wait, what the hell? And it's like, oh, the VPN. That's right. I think they're gonna try to ban them. I really do. They have to explain what VPNs are to people on CNET of all places. Michigan's bill would charge internet service providers with detecting and blocking VPN use, as well as banning the sale of VPNs in the state. Associated fines would be up to $500,000. $500,000. Unlike some laws banning access to adult content, this Michigan bill is comprehensive. It applies to all residents of Michigan, adults or children, targets an extensive range of content, and includes language that could ban not only VPNs, but any method of bypassing internet filters or restrictions. That's what's going to happen eventually. Even if they don't ban, this is just my opinion, even if they don't ban VPNs outright, they will find a way to keep track of you. They will find a way to make it illegal, whether it's on the ISP side. That's the thing. It might not even be you. It might be your internet service provider. It might be Comcast or, whoever you get your internet through. They might be like, hey, yeah, we're not going to allow VPNs. It might not even be a law per se. They might just say, hey, just to err on the side of caution, so we're not held responsible, we'll do that. And web hosting providers, some of them are just absolutely fucking gutless. We had a situation, it's been about 15 years. I think it was about 15 years ago. And, for those of you who watch the channel, you know that we've been running websites for a long time. We've had websites for 20 plus years. Some of them are like 20 plus years old. And one particular website, we had some leaked Mattel toy designs. It was actually Geeky put that up. It was some Monster High toys or something. It was from a forum, and Mattel contacted our host and had them pull the site down completely. They never contacted us. They never asked if we would remove the images, and I don't even think we hosted them. I think they were actually embedded from the forum, if I remember correctly. But they actually contacted our host, and our host buckled. And they told us after the fact, like, oh, yeah, your site's been down all day because, you had this post, and Mattel's legal team reached out, and I'm like, you could have just asked. We could have taken it down, because now we lost all that traffic today. And we dropped that host within, I think, 2 weeks of that happening, because I'm like, you're gutless pussies, because you didn't even have time to verify if they were speaking on behalf of the company. You were just so afraid of backlash that you just shut us down. So right after that, we decided to move all of our hosting offshore, because the DMCA acts, it's a lot harder to take a site down, right? But yeah, that's the thing. Your internet service provider, they could buckle if enough pressure was put on them, if enough palms were greased. That could happen too. I mean, this eventually, I would say within 5 years. I mean, I know Elon Musk has this whole AI theory in 5 years. I'm going to say within the next couple of years, if the government and the corporations have their way, privacy on the internet will be dead. It's already almost dead. It's mostly dead. Still breathing. It's very badly burnt. But I think that it will be mostly dead. And I'm starting to wonder, again, I was talking to my son yesterday, and we were talking about cyberpunk. He's like, the original version of the internet got so bad they had to build another one. And I'm kind of wondering, if that's not going to happen. Like, this version of the internet is going to be so egregious in tracking you and manipulating you with AI and social media that people might just like build another internet, right? That's just like the old school internet. Just build we talk about parallel economies, build a parallel internet. I'm not talking about the dark web. I'm talking about an internet anybody can access, right? But it is very much like the internet from like 20 years ago, before we had social media, before we had all this crazy shit, and just run it that way. Part of me was like, man, we're thinking about doing a Discord again. We haven't done one in a long time. And the biggest mistake I made was letting anybody into it. And we had a lot of people that were there for nefarious purposes. But I'm like, I'm starting to think now, I'm like, maybe I should just like build a walled garden that is the Reef, and we run it like it's 2002. And, I host it. I can even host it here in the office. God knows I got enough boxes here. Run it off of, Linux or something here in the office. But I'm kind of looking at that, like just to have something that's just kind of isolated from the rest of the internet. It's crazy. I mean, everything that's going on right now is crazy. And I would say that the public is going to be outraged. I don't think they are. I think the temperature has been turned up in the, on the stove for the last 10 years now. And I think people just kind of accept it. Like, well, if you want to be on the internet, you got to give up all your rights and all your privacy and all your IP and all your whatever. And I'm like, no, that's not how it used to be. But these kids today, they're trained to just give up everything, right? No questions asked. Because, only bad people use VPNs, because they have to be hiding something, right? They can't just want to have privacy. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Thanks so much for listening. And again, apologies for my voice. I blew it out yesterday. My fault. Check out Geeky Sparkles, new campaign. You have a week out on Kickstarter. Thank you very much. We'll talk later.